Hello everyone, it's Keenan here, and with the holidays just around the corner, you may be in the market for a new laptop, either for a loved one, a mate, or yourself. It can get quite confusing with all of the options out there, so fear not. In today's video, we have 3 potential giftees, and we have the perfect laptop for them. And with any luck, you might be able to find the perfect laptop for your loved one or yourself. But let's get in the holiday spirit. I'd like to share a Christmas cracker with my director, Ed. Oh, damn it. Sweet. Here we go. We know why we're here. What do you call a duck that's covered in tinsel? A Christmas quacker.
You're fired.
An easy person to suggest a laptop for is a student. At university, you are always on the go. If it's not to a lecture, it's to the dorms, if not the dorms, to your mate's house, and eventually a cafe to grind some ranked in Valorant. Listen, if you're getting up early for a lecture, you're gonna have to treat yourself, otherwise there's nothing to look forward to. But seriously, uni can be tough, so a student would want a machine that is best suited to the task. For this, we are suggesting the Helios 300. The Helios 300 is a high-performance machine that we'll think they'll use for everyday student life. The bigger chassis increases airflow, which of course will help with gaming performance, but you'll also appreciate it when it comes time to type that term paper overnight, as the keyboard stays cool thanks to all that extra space. Imagine submitting something early. Oof. As well, at least in my personal opinion, I'd go for the larger keyboard if it's going to be used for loads of theory work, essays and notes. But that's just preference based on hand size and form. Beyond the practicals, the Helios 300 offers a larger than average screen size at either 15 or 17 inches. This means you can easily lose yourself in work and, of course, immerse yourselves in your favorite games. We pair bigger screens to students because typically they won't have a main PC back at their dorm, so the Helios 300 can supplement a lot of needs. And we didn't even get to performance yet. The Helios 300 isn't messing about, featuring the latest generation parts from Intel and Nvidia at about mid-range power. We're looking at an Intel i7 hexa-core, Nvidia RTX 3070 or 3080, 16GB of RAM and a 1TB SSD with a larger screen displaying at 144Hz. These specs are quite strong, very reliable, and will run pretty much any modern game really, but we think this is best suited for multiplayer titles. Online games, you don't really need to push for visuals as they can still be enjoyed. Plus, most uni students are probably playing these as they can fit in an hour session here or there, or a 3, 4, 9, 12-hour session on the weekend. We picked the Helios 300 for the student who needs their computer to be good at everything. We think the larger size will be an asset for watching entertainment on if they don't have a TV, and that large keyboard will keep you very comfortable when you're early in the morning typing away. Game time will be very strong too. It will run any AAA game whilst they're taking a well-earned break from their studies. The next person who would most definitely be excited for a Predator laptop is the self-described gamer. The one who wears their gamer cred proudly and wants their laptop to offer an elite experience. For the more hardcore gamers among you, it was very tricky to decide between the Triton 500 SE and the Helios 500, as they are both very good. We are focusing on the latter for now, and we'll come back to that Triton at the end. The Helios 500 has desktop replacement performance. It is so strong, probably stronger than most home PCs right now, as some of the parts it's got are very hard to come by as of recently, okay? So shut up, I don't want to talk about it. Now let's take a look at the specs. Are you sitting down? You don't want to spill your gamer fuel? Yes, that's what's in this monster. We're looking at an Intel i9, a 16GB RTX 3080, 32GB of RAM, 2TB of internal storage, and a 4K 120Hz mini LED display panel. Wow. Yeah, that's right. 4K gaming on the go. These are the specs to go for if you are into the best visuals. Remember, 4K is 4 times the pixel density of 1080p. It's quite difficult to capture this through a camera, but you have to take my word for it when I say it looks. Now, I will say an important caveat to my gamer friends. The screen refreshes at 120Hz. So, if you only play online shooter games on the low settings like my stuck in his ways director Ed, it may not be the best fit for you or your giftee, but I think for most gamers, if they got this, they'll feel like they'll never need another gaming device. Remember, you can always dock this bad boy to an external display and use all of that dirty hardware to drench yourself in those frames. So the 120Hz refresh rate is not really a hurdle. I think I wanted to dig at Ed, really.
Right.
For me though, seeing AAA games in 4K on a laptop is too mind-blowing to pass up. If anyone enjoys beautiful visuals on the new and up-and-coming AAA games, I think this is the right fit for them. Additionally, the 2TB drives for storage means you can download those Warzone updates without filling up all of your space. Just half of it. You can get by with much less than 2 terabytes, I guess, but once you've deleted that worry about filling up your storage space, going to anything smaller feels like such a mission. Otherwise, being the big brother to the Helios 300, the 500's form factor is quite similar. Here you can expect increased airflow for better performance and component health. The Predator Sense app allows you to customize how fast these fans go, which is very useful if you or your giftee are into overclocking your machines. The aesthetic of the 500 is rough and rugged. It looks as powerful as it actually is. If we were playing a 2-player game, it would be player 1, no questions asked, don't want any trouble, Helios 500. The RGB lighting looks fierce as well, with the keyboard and those side panels always catch me out. I feel like this thing is communicating with the International Space Station, and I wouldn't even be surprised considering the things this machine can do. All things considered, for those who want an insane desktop level of power somehow fit into a laptop, the Helios 500 is for them. 4K is all you really need to know. You won't know what you're missing out on until you see how detailed the games look on this thing. And the appearance is just cool. The chassis means business, and all of those RGB lights make it fun just to turn on. However, what if you are a competitive FPS player only, like my good old friend or pal Ed over here, and you need a high refresh rate screen in your top of the food chain laptop? Well, this is where the Triton 500 SE, which we mentioned earlier, comes into play. With a similar top-level performance to the Helios 500, but with a lower resolution, faster 165Hz refresh rate panel, this one might be for you or your giftee. For our final laptop recommendation today, we're looking at a typical professional or creative person who finds the time to game. The professional doesn't have time to mess about, so they not only want elite performance, but an aesthetic that doesn't stand out in a board meeting. For this, we are suggesting the Triton 300 SE, which has amazing performance, but is sneaky enough not to draw attention to itself when you're pretending you're working. It's a shame we've had to wait until the end to talk about the Triton 300 SE, as it might be my favourite. The SE stands for Special Edition, as it is one step smaller than other options, weighing at only 1.7 kilograms and is an impressive 17.9 millimeters thin, making it very portable and will basically fit in any bag or briefcase. The Triton 300 SE also has a sleek, professional look that has some RGB lighting to pop when in use, but not so much that it stands out in any meeting. This model will offer quite a lot of customization in the builds you can choose, letting you tailor your purchase to yours or your giftee's needs. You can choose between an Intel Core i5 or i7, from 8 all the way to 24 gigabytes of RAM, an RTX 3050 Ti or 3060, and a half or a full terabyte of solid-state storage. Noticing how compact the chassis is for the 300 SE model may remind you how impressive all this hardware is in such a little small form factor. And an impressive stat, the Triton 300 SE boasts up to a 9-hour battery life. That means if you're looking for a portable workstation that also games hard when plugged in, the Triton 300 SE will have you covered throughout your day, even as you travel from meeting to meeting or from place to place. Game performance will vary based on what internal components you choose. So if you're buying for someone else, you may need to find out what games they enjoy playing, as some games are better optimized than others. For example, Call of Duty will take a bit more power than a game like Fortnite. Either way though, recognize that this isn't intended to be a high resolution machine. For the competitive gamers among you, that won't be a problem, as most online games are built to run on this kind of hardware now. And competitive gamers turn down their settings so it runs even faster. Little tryhards. And our writer Andrew, he knows what's up. He likes his indie titles. You know, your Hades, your Loop Heroes, your Bridge of Spirits is. So safe to say, depending on what you're into, you can easily lean towards maximizing portability if you don't need that extreme power of larger models. A great use case for the Triton 300 SE is that it could be used as a supplemental device. Whenever you're traveling away from your beast rig at home, the games you want to play are just to keep informed, not necessarily grind on the go full time. So whether you're keeping your counter-strafing sharp in Valorant, practicing aerials in Rocket League, or grabbing exotics from Xur in Destiny, stepping into online games will feel a breeze on the go, and this small little powerhouse will do you proud. Don't forget, there's some pretty cool productivity boosts included. Wi-Fi 6 and Thunderbolt 4 keep the broad transferability of this model strong for years down the road, offering the flexibility to interact with any gear or hardware you might use later on. The Triton 300 SE is a favorite among people who have busy lives and enjoy the convenience factor of portability and battery life. I love the chassis on this one. So executive, so sharp, so I have got to go to work vibes, if you feel me. With reliable specs, you can expect to run loads of games but still get your work done. Well everyone, we really hope you enjoyed our 2021 holiday buying guide. If you'd like to see more in-depth videos of the laptops we talked about, they'll be in the description down below. And whilst you're down there, maybe if you hit the like button and the subscribe button and whack that bell on, you won't miss any of the future videos. I've been Keenan, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.